you something. I don't care about being your stupid prom queen. I'm 25 years old. I'm an undercover reporter for the Chicago Sun-Times, and I have been beating my brains out trying to impress you people. Let me tell you something, Gibby, Kirsten, Kristen. You will spend your lives trying to figure out how to keep others down because it makes you feel more important. Why her? Let me tell you something about this girl. She is unbelievable. I was new here and she befriended me, no questions asked. But you were only my friend after my brother, Rob, posed as a student and told you to like me. Rob? Ew. All of you people, there is a big world out there, bigger than prom, bigger than high school, and it won't matter if you were the prom queen or the quarterback of the football team or the biggest nerd in school. Find out who you are and try not to be afraid of it.
Let me tell you something. You spend your life bringing down the geeks because it makes you feel more important. Why? And why her, too? What did she do to you? She is the most sweetest girl I've met. She was the only one that was friends with me when I came here. With you guys, I had to convince my brother to convince you guys to be friends with me. And it's a big world out there. It's bigger than prom or high school. And it doesn't matter if you're prom queen or the quarterback or even the biggest nerd in school. All that matters is that you know who you are and you're not afraid of it.
I'm gonna tell you all something. You may feel good dragging down the geeks to the ages, but that's not cool. You're bullies, and what did she ever do to you? She was the nicest person I probably met in my life, and she just made me feel so welcome when I first came to this school. I'm not even a student here, but thanks to my brother, he posed as a student and told you guys to like me. And yeah, I'm prom queen. That's amazing, and I feel amazing, but that's not what it's like in the real world. It's not about being prom queen and quarterbacks or being the nerdiest person in school. It's about finding who you are and not being afraid to be it.
I want to tell y'all something. You've been putting the geeks down for the ages. And for what? So you can be cool or popular? Why her, huh? What did she ever do to you? Let me tell you something about this girl. I was new here, and she befriended me. No questions asked. But you? You guys only liked me because my brother Rob posed as a student and told you to like me. And let me tell something to all of you. There's a bigger world out there. Bigger than prom. Bigger than high school. It won't matter if you were the quarterback or the prom queen or the biggest nerd in school. What matters is that you are who you are and you're not ashamed.
Let me tell you something. I'm an undercover reporter, and I've been beating my brains out, trying to impress you people. For God's sake, I'm over it. You've been keeping the nerds down for ages and ages, and you make people feel so bad because it makes you feel better. Have you thought for anyone else but yourself? Had enough. She was the only person that befriended me. No questions, no nothing in return. And why her? Why would you do that to her? You only befriended me because my brother, Bob, told you to like me. And that I was cool. And I had so many cool things to like. I've had a great time here, being prom queen and everything like that. But the only thing I didn't was seeing you guys tear down other people. Had enough. I'd rather be myself than be here.
people something. You have been ruining the geeks' lives for ages. And you've made them to not want to come to school ever again. You have ruined their lives. But just so you know, just because you think being bullies makes you feel cool and popular doesn't mean that you're actually going to be cool and popular. You gotta be nice. You can't just think being a bully is cool, because it's just not right. And it's nice being prom king, but I have a best friend and he befriended me the first time I came here. And he was really nice to me, but he told me that you guys bullied him and made him not want to come to school. But there's something bigger than high school, prom, and being prom queen, king, or a quarterback. It doesn't matter. So just find out who you really are and don't be afraid of it.
I tell you something. You will spend your lives trying to figure out how to make others feel down because it makes you feel more important. But why her? All she did was befriend me, no questions asked. And you guys only like me after my brother Rob posed as a student. But I'd like to thank you for that. I got to go to prom. I got to be prom queen. I felt so cool. But there's a bigger world out there. Bigger than prom. Bigger than high school. And it won't matter if you were prom queen, the quarterback, or the biggest nerd in the school. Find out who you are and don't be afraid of it.
Tell guys something. Like, you have been keeping the geeks down through all the ages. You spend your lives trying to keep others down just because you feel more important. And why her? Why her? She was like, she befriended me. She's so incredible. She made me feel comfortable. I was new here and she was so nice to me. But you all, I had to get my brother Rob to tell you all to be friends with me. So, well, I have to thank you for going to this school and getting to be prom queen. It's really been good. I've enjoyed it. I got to be prom queen. I got to be cool. But there's a bigger world out there, and it's bigger than high school. It's bigger than prom. It's bigger than all those. And you don't have to be the prom queen or a quarterback or the biggest nerd in school. Find out who you are and don't let anyone stop you.
Why have you been doing this? You can't do it anymore. You have been just trying to make us feel down so then you can feel more important. And her, what about her? What did she ever do, huh? She's unbelievable. She is amazing. When I was new here, she befriended me. She was amazing. And then Rob over here, he's my brother, and he only made friends with you, and they told you to be friends with me. And yes, it was fun. I became prom queen, and it was nice. And it doesn't matter who you are, prom king, prom queen, it just doesn't matter if you're the quarterback, it just doesn't matter. Find out who you are and don't let anyone take it from you.
Let me tell you all something. You're horrible. You're monsters. Do you realize what you've done? You've been putting people down, putting all the nerds down throughout the ages. You've ruined their lives. What have they done to you? Just because you want to be cool? Nobody else thinks you're cool. You're horrible. And my friend over here, she is the nicest girl in the world. How would you know though? On the first day I came here, she befriended me. But you just bully her. You're so mean. And none of you really liked me. Don't give me that look. None of you ever liked me. It's just because my brother Rob over here, he's the only reason any of you ever talked to me. Let me tell you something. It's been a great experience being prom queen and whatever, but like, that doesn't really matter out there in the real world. The real world is much bigger, and it doesn't matter if you're a lame loser, the prom queen, or a quarterback. Out there in the real world, you can be whoever you want to be, and don't be afraid of it.
I want to tell you something. You guys have been putting nerds down for ages. And for what reason? Just so you become cool or popular? Well, no. You see her? Why her? What did she ever do to you? You know, let me tell you something about her. She's unbelievable. I came to this school new, and she befriended me. No questions asked. But you guys, you were only friends with me because my brother Rob here posed as a student and told you to like me. But you know what? I'm thankful because I got to be prom queen. I got to go to this amazing prom. I got to be cool. It felt good. And you know, there's a big world out here. Bigger than any high school. Bigger than any prom. And when you get there, it doesn't matter if you're prom queen or quarterback or the biggest nerd in school. So find your place and don't be afraid of it.
I want to tell you something. You people have been putting all the geeks down. And for what? Just to be popular and cool? Well, you can stop now. Because we won't put up with it anymore. This is awful. You know, when I was new here, this beautiful sweetheart, she befriended me, and she was the only one who actually saw me for who I was. And I had to get my brother over here I had to convince my brother to convince you guys to actually be friends with me so I could feel something. And I actually felt good for once. You know, in the big world, doesn't matter if you're prom queen, quarterback, or even the most popular kid in school or the nerdiest kid in school. Just be who you are and don't be afraid of it.
Let me tell you something. You've been bullying geeks throughout the ages. So what? To make you feel better? To make you feel more important? Well, it makes others feel sad. And you are only my friends after my brother Rob convinced you to be my friend. Johnny, why him, huh? What did he ever do to you? I was down here and he befriended me straight away, no questions asked. And thanks to all of you, I got to go to prom and I got to be prom king. And that felt good. I got to be cool. And it felt good. But not as good as being myself.
I need to tell you all something. You know, you've just been bullying everyone, putting the geeks down and calling them names. You know, you shouldn't do that because there's no point at all for it. My brother Rob, I was so upset when I found out that he made you all be friends with me. The only one person that actually wanted to be friends with me was that girl. She came up to me. She asked me what my name was, said how I was, and then we became friends. None of you did. I found out that I was getting told that you had to be friends with me because my brother said that you had to. It's not all about being popular or anything like that. Because the outside world, it's much more harder than high school. You have to just be who you are.
You guys something. You guys have been bullying nerds, and for what? So you can feel more important? Well, that's not very nice, because my friend right here, when I had no friends, because I knew after a while that you guys were just faking, because my brother Rob, I knew that he was trying to get you guys to be friends with me. And I felt really hurt after that. Now, my friend here, she actually came up to me and she helped me when I was new to the school. I walked in, I had no friends, no one would come up to me. But she was here, and luckily for that, I felt much better, because after you guys hurt me, I did not like that. So when you guys, if you don't like who you are, just love who you are, because there's no one else better than you. So just be who you are and don't let anyone take it from you.
I need to tell you something. You guys have been bullying the nerds and so-called geeks for years now. And for what? To make you feel important? There's no such thing in your so-called importance. And why her? What did she ever do to you to make you hurt her this bad? And for me to find out that my brother Rob over there actually had to convince you to like me just makes me feel so ashamed of who I am. And life is so much bigger than just this deep hole that you have to dive into. Life does have challenges, but we should all get along. There's nothing so-called a prom queen, a quarterback, or a janitor. You're all the same, and you have to just find out who you are and believe in it.
Tell you something. You people are horrible, turning the geeks down just because they're different. You know what? My friend over here, she's the sweetest person I've ever met. Befriended me, no questions asked. And my brother Rob over here had to pretend to be a student and get you all to be friends with me. How fake. You know what? There's bigger things than prom and high school. Maybe you'd understand if you were 25. I'd rather be myself and just wear a mask.
I want to tell you guys something. You've been putting down the geeks like me for so long just to make you feel better about yourself. And my best friend over here was the only person who even came up to me and befriended me my first day of school. My brother had to force you guys to be friends with me. Do you know how that made me feel? And when you get to the real world and you leave high school into college and university and all this other amazing things, it will not matter if you're prom queen, quarterback in the football team. All that matters is that you really thought that you were enough. And if you think about it and you really delve deep in your dreams, you can achieve anything, and it doesn't matter at all if you're the prom queen or quarterback. All that matters is that you believe it, and if you're afraid to be you, then don't be afraid anymore, and just you be you.
I'm gonna tell you something. You guys are letting all the geeks down. What did they ever do to you? You're just doing it so you can feel popular and better and just feel good in yourself, and so you just make some other people feel bad so you can feel good. And why her, huh? What'd she ever do to you? She didn't hurt you the way you're hurting her. The first day of school, I came in here and she was so nice. She talked to me and she said hi, and I felt amazing. I felt a connection between us, but not with you guys, not with anyone else. No one would talk to me or go near me, and I just felt so sad. But my brother Rob over here made you guys post at school and made you guys be friends with me, and I just hated that. But it doesn't really matter what you are. You just got to go out into the real world. There's no one perfect out there. You just got to be who you are and love yourself.
I want to tell you something. You guys have been putting down all these kids that have just been a bit nerdy, but that doesn't matter. You guys are being awful and rude. This can't keep going on. And my best friend right here stood up for me on the first day and befriended me. No one wanted to say hello, even see me walk past them. So my brother Rob, he had to persuade you guys even to be my friends. So thank you for trying when you never did. But I just want to say to you, there's a bigger world out there, way bigger than high school, way bigger than prom when I got to be prom queen. It may just be for 1 year, but I don't care anymore. I just want to be myself, just like all of you.
There's something I need to tell you guys.
I know that my brother Rob, he told you guys to like me because I'm just me. And this girl over here, she befriended me. She was so amazing to me, but everyone else just ignored me and didn't even notice that I was there. And they were just trying to be all popular and that, well, who cares about that? We all are unique. And just because you're faking that you like me, you shouldn't never do that. You should never be like one of those mean girls that always just tries to be the coolest kid. You should always be yourself.
There's something I need to tell you guys. You've been mean to all the nerds and geeks because you think it makes you feel, it makes you look good and it makes you look popular. But by her, when I arrived at this school, she was nice to me and she befriended me. She's been amazing, and all of you just ignored me and acted like I didn't exist. And I hated how my brother Rob had to go and tell you to be my friend. The world's a bigger place, and it's bigger than prom, it's bigger than high school. So go out there and be yourself.
I need to tell you something. You guys have been keeping the geeks down for years now. My friend over here, what did she do to you? She did nothing. When I was new here, she befriended me. You know what? It's not even about prom or high school, or especially not being cool. We're all equal. We should all be together as one and choose what we want to be ourselves.
I'm an undercover reporter for the Chicago Sun-Times, and I have been beating my brains out trying to impress you people. Let me tell you something.
Be yourself!